Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Aquaponics World. And today I just fed the fish. As you can see, the water is really super clear, so the filters are working pretty good so far. I didn't have enough filters, so I had to order a bunch of filters. I ordered 5 filters, so kind of doing a test now to see if the carbon filters is all I really need to worry about for the week. I'd like to do a lot less water changes, that's for sure. I've been doing water changes every couple of days, and that's not okay because that's just too much water. Somebody did suggest that I get a bigger tank. Now this is a 50-gallon tank, but you know, that's definitely possible. I looked it up, I googled it, it said 7 times the size of the fish, but I don't know if that means, you know, the density of the fish or the velocity or the length or what. But anyway, for right now I'm just mostly going to try to test this out to see if this works. And as far as the reason I'm doing this video is because I am really concerned about the fact that I'm feeding them too much. So what I'm going to do, I mean, I'm not concerned about that I'm feeding them too much for the fish's sake, but more just for the clarity of the water. So what I'm going to do is right now I just fed them, and I used the cap of this to kind of give me an idea of how much I put in there, so I can try to put the same amount in every time. And I just put a single layer on the cap, you know, and I just covered the entire cap with a single layer of fish food. And I turned off the pump, so I closed the in and the out and unplugged it so that I could watch the fish food, see what they eat. That's the one suggestion that I've seen online, is that you see what they can eat within like a given amount of time, you know, say 5 minutes, I think it is. I might give them a little bit more than that, but I don't know. I'll look it up, but that's what I'm going to do right now. Is I'm just gonna feed them that much, and if they don't eat that all in 5 minutes, then I'm definitely going to feed them less. So we're going to go with that as the rule of thumb, because you know, they're not going to want to eat food that's been sitting in there for an hour, right? So I might as well keep an eye on it. When I first got the tank, I used to, what they didn't eat in 5 minutes, I would scoop up, and I may start doing that again, but that was a long time ago, and I've had a lot of other stuff to deal with this fish tank since then. So going back to the basics, I'm just gonna start seeing how much food they really eat in 5 minutes, and go from there, reduce their food a little bit, and hopefully that'll help with keeping the clarity of the tank. But yeah, it's looking pretty clean. I mean, there's still some stuff on here that I can see, but it's like now I can see it at least. When it was yellow, I couldn't see it, and I'm pretty sure that that was because I needed more filter changes than I was doing. I think that was basically what it came down to. It's just needing more filter changes. But it's kind of hard to clean this glass. I mean, it's hard to get this stuff off of here. It really gets stuck on there good. So you got to stay on top of that, that's for sure. That's the one thing I can say. Since I've had this fish tank, I have been staying on top of the glass because the algae grows on there. A lot of people have a black cover that shields the sun from the tank, and I do not have that, so I get a lot of algae on there. But that is why I try my best to maintain it and keep it keep it as clean as I can. But yeah, it's already been 5 minutes and you can see all this food on the bottom here. So I'm gonna stir that up a little bit. It's kind of weird the way that the fish eat, because I was thinking about it, they just kind of open their mouths and whatever goes in goes in. So, you know, it's got to be floating in the water for them to eat it. I mean, I guess if it was kind of, they were hungry, they'd probably swim after it and try to bite on it or something, but for the most part, they're always swimming with their mouth opening, trying to get air bubbles and stuff. And if the food goes in, the food goes in. So that is basically plenty of time for them to have eaten. And if they have not eaten in that amount of time, then I need to feed them less. So tomorrow I will give them a little bit less food. Maybe I'll do half the lid just to see how that goes. But I hope everybody is getting a fish tank, getting fish, because this is really fun. I don't suggest getting a goldfish because, like I said, I have had a suggestion that I need a bigger tank, and 50-gallon tank isn't cheap. Those pumps aren't cheap. This was $1,000 setup right here, and so to get another bigger one would be another $1,500. So for a goldfish that I thought was going to kind of stay small, I'm already in the hole a lot more than I had expected. So I would not suggest getting a goldfish. They do stay alive really well, which is great, but unfortunately they get really big and they need a big space and it costs a lot of money. So I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not really happy with my goldfish. I love Goldie, but yeah, I wouldn't suggest getting a goldfish. I'd suggest getting something small like these guys here. They're pretty easy to take care of. They're a little bit more delicate, so they die a little bit easier, but definitely a lot smaller of a tank for those guys and a lot less cleaning. But yeah, I hope that you guys are getting a fish tank and getting a fish and trying out your aquaponics, trying out hydroponics. You know, get those starter kits and plant some seeds or some rock wool. I plan on doing some rock wool soon as I have some time. I've been working 6 days a week and 10, 11-hour days, so as soon as I get some time, I'm gonna start doing some more germination in the rock wool, see if we can't get some more aquaponics plants going. But I think that this right here is a great start for an aquaponics system because I already have a great source of NPK right here, and you know, and eventually I would really love to start breeding the tilapia, you know, getting into husbandry or whatever you want to call it, and breeding the tilapia. And of course, I'm pretty sure I want to get a bigger tank for that. So eventually I will invest that $1,500 and get that bigger tank. But for right now, I appreciate everybody watching, and if you have anything nice to say, you know what your mom would say. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But if you do have something nice to say, please put it in the comments. Love to hear from other you know, people that are trying this stuff out. And you know, heck, this channel is basically like a end of the world, you know, bunker down type of channel. I mean, if you are into that type of stuff, you may want to think about getting an aquaponics set up. So, you know, pass this on to your bunker down people. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.